Okay, so this is part 2 of our video, fine-tuning your Forex trade entries part 2. And let's review the Metatrader drop-down menus. So if you go to the File tab, click on Profiles, you'll see some default profiles. Plus, look, some of these I've already set them up. They got things like basic setup. Now I've set up the Canadian dollar pairs already, and I'm starting to get different setups here on the yen pairs. I'm starting to set everything up. So you just click on File and then Profile, and you can click on an individual profile like the JPY pairs, and they'll pop up on your Metatrader screen. You can also delete unwanted charts or unwanted profiles, and pretty easy to do. And then you can also click on File and then Profiles, and then you can click on Save As. This would be after you make some edits or just want to create a new profile from an old one. If you're logged into one and you click on File and then Profile Save As, you'll create a new profile and it'll be a duplicate of the previous one. You can create the Metatrader profiles very quickly. And then you put the new name here. Now, if you want to delete a profile, once again, you go to File, Profiles, and then just Remove. So you can add and remove a new profile very fast. If you want to navigate through various profiles, use the hotkeys here in yellow. Let's say you have, 15 or 20 of these set up, 7 different charts in each one. Canadian dollar pairs, yen pairs. Let's say you have 3 for each one. Well, that's a tremendous amount of profiles. So you got to navigate through them quickly. You can click on File and then Profiles and Next, but you can also just click on 2 buttons, the Control button, F5, or Shift F5, to go forward and backwards through all your profiles. This goes very fast. You're going 100 miles per hour through 7 charts at a time. This is a great way to do it. You can navigate through all your profiles that you've set up very fast. If you want to add the trend indicators to each pair, if you have we'll be looking at Metatrader here in a second. It'll be easy to show you this. You can click on the templates. So you right click on the chart, then click on template. And if the free trend indicators are set up on this chart, but not on this one, all you have to do is say load template. And I just called my template the free trend indicators. So you set up a template that says free trend indicators, and boom, 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 you can set them up on 7 charts in like less than 2 minutes. It's very fast, maybe even 1 minute. So if you right click on an individual chart, this is the fastest way to set up the free trend indicators on 7 different charts. And there's other functionalities. You can trade one-click trading, trade right off the charts with a preset volume number of lots filled in. And the tile windows command is excellent. I'll show you when we get to the Metatrader part. You just click on window and tile windows. So if all of the charts are scattered all over the screen, just click on window and tile windows, and it'll arrange them to where you can see 100% of the screen area on all 7 charts. So if all your charts are stacked up on top of each other, you can clean that up in 2 seconds with tile windows. Now, we have another non-profile setup that's called the basic setup. It's just 28 pairs on one screen, side by side. All the yen pairs together, all the USD pairs together, etc. And let's open up Metatrader now and look at all of these commands and setups right now. So here we are on the Metatrader platform. Just click on File and then Profiles. And you can see it's on the D1 time frame on the Canadian dollar pairs. So I've got 7 Canadian dollar pairs set up on the D1 time frame, and it's just so easy to access. Now, if you go to File and then Profiles and then you can click on the next or previous, and you'll navigate through all of these profiles very fast, 7 charts at a time. Now, remember, if you right click on a chart, all you have to do is click on template, and I set one up called free trend indicators. So you can take the free trend indicators and add them to this chart if it hasn't already been set up. So if the red and green trend indicators are not on this chart, you can do it with a couple of clicks, and then you just load them all up on all 7 pairs, and it's very fast, and you'll absolutely love it. Now you have the Windows tile command. So Windows tile, see, these windows are already tiled, okay? So they're all arranged perfectly. There's 7 pairs arranged perfectly on one screen. It's great. But if all your charts are stacked on top of each other in a total mess, just go to the Windows tile command, or hit the hotkey Alt-R, which is the Alt button plus R simultaneously on your keyboard, and boom, it'll arrange them all to where you can see all 7 charts at the same time. Okay, and this setup is our basic setup. It's just, there's no profiles. You just set up the charts, but you make sure all of the yen pairs are side by side. And then right here, starting with the USD yen, all the USD pairs are side by side. And then now all the euro pairs, and you just navigate horizontally. It just doesn't matter if you like doing it this way or the profiles, but check out both ways. It's the way that brings you the most pips. So one question is, do you have to use the Metatrader profiles? Well, no, you don't, but we suggest checking it out. I think it's pretty logical. It fits our trading system, and I think that if you're not getting enough pips you want out of our trading system, then set them up and see if you can increase your pip totals. The whole goal is to increase your pip totals, and we think the Metatrader profiles will do the trick. If you want to experiment with the profiles, what you can do, just open up a demo account with another broker and just start setting them up. And you can leave your Metatrader profiles running at the same time with your live execution system, and you could just use it to monitor the market, and then turn around and use a different platform to enter trades with if you like. Okay, we're going to review some resources from our website that we think are important, and we'll be pulling those resources from places like the 35 Forex lessons, our blog, and some of our videos. So you now know how to set up the Metatrader profiles, but if you go to the videos tab on our website, we also have another Metatrader profiles video that just focuses specifically on how to set up the profiles. Be sure to review the lesson on multiple time frame analysis in the 35 lessons, because remember that the lower time frames, they feed the higher time frames. So when you're entering a trade, you're looking at the Forex Heatmap and the smaller time frames, but the larger time frames will tell you if you need to stay in the trade or not. You can just go back and forth in your profiles to make better decisions if you should stay in the trade. You know, are you day trading or are you trend trading? What are you doing? The profiles will help with that too. We have something that's called the 30-minute rule. It's in lesson 29. It's just one paragraph. But if the trade doesn't go your way after you enter within about 30 minutes, you have to exit the trade, and you have to save, get ready for the next trade tomorrow or later in the session. But these are momentum-based trade entries. If you're not getting momentum behind you and that trade is not moving in the direction you're trading in, you have to exit. We have a Forex market analysis spreadsheet. What you do is you set up the Metatrader profiles on the higher time frames, and you'll be able to fill out the market analysis spreadsheet much faster. Basic money management procedures like the rule of thumb. So if you're up 30 to 40 pips on a trade and you just move your stop to break even and start scaling out lots in like half your lots, or scaling out some lots. This is also in lesson 29. We have basic trade entry procedures in lesson 28. And if you want to write down a set of rules for entering trades, it's about 4 or 5 rules for entering trades, 3 rules for money management. Those are in lesson 25. Lesson 30 talks about strategies for scaling out lots. You can scale out 1 lot, 2 lots, 3 lots, half your lots. You can mix it up, and that's all in lesson 30. How to set your initial stop order. You would check the trading tips and lesson 29. Remember, we showed you in the last view of Metatrader, we showed you the basic chart setup. Well, that we also have a video on the videos tab for that. Now, if you're not sure what a great Forex heat map signal looks like, 6 out of 7 strong or weak, 7 out of 7 consistent signals, go to our videos tab and watch the real-time currency alerts video, and it'll explain all of this nomenclature that's unique to our system. What does a good trade look like? We have a list of about 10 example trade entries on our blog. Just go to our blog and go to, on the right-hand side, Forex Trade Entry Examples, and you'll find 10 example trades that you can check. A lot of people don't know what pairs they're trading. They don't know the characteristics of the pairs they're trading. Some pairs are very volatile, and the pair right next to it may not be volatile at all. We have something that's called the 1% rule. Go to lesson 13 and know exactly what it is we're talking about here. What does a 1% movement mean in the Forex heat map? If you want to consider buying the Canadian dollar Swiss or selling the euro dollar Canadian and you don't know which one to buy or sell, the euro Canadian is twice as volatile as the Canadian dollar Swiss. If you did not know that, go look at the price quotes, start figuring out what 1% movement is, and the euro CAD might have double the volatility of Canadian dollar Swiss, and what that is, it's more pips in your trading account. If the market is choppy, okay, and you set up the Metatrader profiles and you start going across all the currencies, 7 pairs at a time, and you see a lot of choppiness, go read lesson 23, because remember, you're either not going to trade at all or you're going to trade less lots. This is the money saving tip, because you got to know when to trade less lots and when to stay out of the market, one or the other. And then you need to know when your entries are clean and when you can make a lot of pips. Lesson 10 covers all of our support and resistance target information, and the Metatrader profiles will help with that also. So the higher time frames provide the context. The lower time frames provide the time frames necessary for entering trades, along with support and resistance in the Forex heat map. So if the market is not trending but it's ranging, as long as the ranges are very wide, 150, 200 pips on the pairs, you will be able to see the ranges very clearly on the Metatrader profiles. Set up the Metatrader profiles and look for the ranges, and if the ranges are wide enough, you can trade a ranging market. Lesson 4 covers all the information about ranging markets. We have a trend-based system, but you can trade a ranging market also. So here's our conclusion. Some people are making plenty of pips with our system, but some people are lagging way behind. We think that the Metatrader profiles will be an equalizer. We think that seeing the charts, 7 charts on one screen at a time on the lower or higher time frames, depending on what you're doing, analyzing the market or entering trades, will provide you with a big bump in the amount of pips you're making and a greater understanding of the Forex market for any individual currency-based system. The Forex early warning system is an individual currency-based system.